So that's why I'm so insistent that you guys don't buy a expensive car. It's not worth it. You're gonna get sick of it. In this video, we're playing some Valorant and answering your awesome money questions. So if you like tapping heads and money, I think you're gonna like this one. I do hope you subscribe, but most importantly, I hope you learned something. How to get an LLC. You can file for an LLC yourself through your government's website, state website, or you can use tools to help you like LegalZoom, Taylor Brands, Zen Business, I think is one of them. Should be pretty affordable. Oh no! I traded 2 bullets for 6 bullets. I top fragged. What the hell? It didn't feel like it. How do you do that? Invest in a Roth IRA? Assuming you're in the US and you're at least 18 years old, it's as simple as opening up an account, connecting your bank account, and making the investment. Super simple. You can do it with Fidelity, Vanguard. If you want it super easy, look into Wealthfront. Oh, I like SoFi. They have a free robo-advisor. You can just tell them how you want to invest. If you want to grow your money, preserve your money, a little bit of both, and they'll invest for you. Paul says S&P 500 ETF all the way for beginners. Not just for beginners, anyone, unless you're retiring. Maybe not 100% S&P 500. All right, we got a gun. We have no excuse now. No! T on TikTok says index funds versus mutual funds. They can be the same thing. You can have a mutual fund that will track an index, like the S&P 500 total market index. You can also have an ETF that tracks an index. You could also phrase it as ETFs versus mutual funds. That would be a better distinction. ETFs, they behave exactly like stocks. You can buy, you can sell them anytime throughout the trading day. They don't feel any different than buying like Amazon or Apple. They do have fees. They're called an expense ratio. Mutual funds, similar, but you can't trade them like stocks. You can only buy and sell them once per day. They also have fees, expense ratio. Where do you invest most of your money? Stock market. I love stocks. It's so easy, pretty much no maintenance, unlike real estate. And as long as you're investing long-term in a low-cost fund, ETF, mutual fund, whatever you want, index funds specifically are great. You never have to look at it. It's beautiful. I love it. I'm lazy. I don't want to do work, man. People think that I'm looking at spreadsheets and charts all day. Not even a little bit. I'm making content, playing with my cats. I don't want to look at charts all day. Oh, that was a good ice right there. Sit down, take a seat, take a seat. Get out of here. Oh, 1 bullet and a dream? That dream was a nightmare. Arvind on TikTok says, can you explain index funds to a 17-year-old? Yes. A little bit of prerequisite information. Stocks. What are stocks? Well, essentially what you can do is you can purchase ownership of companies like Apple, Amazon. You can actually own a small piece of it. But what if instead you can invest in a thing, let's say a company, but behind the scenes, your money is being invested in many different companies and you don't have to do anything. You just buy that one thing, that one stock, and you're going to get exposure to many, many different companies. That lowers your risk, less work for you because you don't have to do research, because the people managing the fund will do the research. They'll sell some company stocks that they have in the fund. They'll buy some more. It's nice. Ooh. GG, y'all. Hey, we top frag too. Don't get used to it though. Are there any good tips you have for gaining credit as a beginner with credit cards? Keep it simple. If you're gonna use a credit card, pay it off in full every single month on or before the due date. That's it. Repeat that process. You'll be fine long term. After 5 years in public accounting and a manager promotion, why am I poor? I would ask about your spending habits, what your expenses are. Are you living within your means? Could be a mix of not enough income, poor money management. Oh geez, Neon. Oh, Neon's lit. We gotta stick it. Oh my goodness. Can't believe we got that. I want to do real estate when I'm older. Do you approve? In what way? You want to be a real estate agent? I don't think it's a bad idea. There are worse things to do. So I do approve. Real estate's great. It's not as easy as the gurus make it seem online. As long as you set those expectations correctly, you'd be okay. How do I need to start saving for college? I'm a senior and I'm not sure where to start. It's going to be tough to save for college. I would bank on grants, scholarships, financial aid, right? Make sure you fill out that FAFSA. Student loans are fine in my opinion, as long as the major is worth it, you know? All right, Shiv on TikTok says, do you think with new AIs being developed, software engineering / comp sci is a good field to go in? Oh, absolutely. It's going to be a long time before AI makes significant impact in terms of like replacing people's jobs. And you also need software engineers to develop said AI, right? Hey, Not Joseph says, I just signed a lease on an apartment. I'm scared. Ooh, sound like you have become an adult. Make sure you take pictures of the apartment's condition, just so when you move out, they do try to charge you for something, for some damage, whatever it is, you have some proof. You can email those photos to the landlord as well. Chris says, thoughts on federal credit unions? I think credit unions are great, as long as they're paying you at least 4% APY on your cash. For using Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo, spoiler alert, you're not getting jack for your money. What do you think about crypto trading? I do like crypto, but 99% of crypto is going to go to zero. That's just the way it is. I on YouTube says, Ron, what do you think is more valuable for a credit card? $0 annual fee with 0.75 rewards points per dollar spent on the card, or a $2.50 annual fee with 1 reward point per dollar spent? So I did this calculation for the Amex Gold Card. People love the American Express Gold Card because it pays 4% on groceries. I did the math, and if you spend around $600 per month on groceries, earning 4% cash back, you actually make less than a 3% card with a 0% annual fee. So if that's you, downgrade the card. It's a waste of money. We're gonna right click. Oh, tried to right click too early. Sean on TikTok says, can you explain what is a Roth IRA? You know how bank accounts, you deposit money and then you can take the money out really whenever you want? Think about it like that, but instead the money's not sitting there and you can't necessarily take the money out whenever you want, but you get to invest the money and that money's gonna grow as opposed to money that's sitting in a bank account. When you have money sitting in Wells Fargo, Bank of America, Chase, you're actually losing money every year due to inflation. So we wanna put that money to work. And the benefit to the Roth IRA is, let's say you have a paycheck, you have a part-time job at a restaurant, money that's already been taxed, you can contribute to the Roth IRA, invest it, and over time, it's gonna grow, you're gonna make a profit, and it doesn't matter if you make millions of dollars in profits, in that Roth IRA, you're not paying any tax on that money, as long as you wait until retirement to take that money out. Lost my job in September, and proper money management is what's allowed me to stay afloat. Your advice is more valuable than ever. You had that emergency fund, right? Well done. That's what it's for. Sorry you lost your job. Hopefully you find something if you haven't already. Yeah, I know it's not sexy, but you gotta have that money for emergencies. At least 3 months for the living expenses, ideally 6. Keep that in a high yield savings. Jamal says, any investment advices, boss? If you have any credit card debt, pay it off. Don't do anything else. Don't invest your money. Pay it all off. Save some money for emergencies. 6 months. Once you got that emergency fund funded, invest in your retirement. Roth IRA, 401k, whatever you got. If you're in Canada, TFSA. If you're in the UK, ISA. Fund that retirement, man. Take care of it. The rest of the money, blow it on whatever you want. Cullen says, listen to this guy. Invest in your future. It's easy to focus on wants, but the wants come so much smoother if you focus on saving first. I love it. As my team's dying, I'm clapping. It was worth it. Thoughts on whole life insurance? Huge thumbs down. You do not need whole life insurance, especially not as an investment vehicle. If you need life insurance, term life insurance. If you don't have anyone depending on you financially, you don't need life insurance. Remember, the people that are trying to get you to buy this stuff, they're salespeople. They make money if you buy this. Hilldozer TV on TikTok saying, hey, Money Ron, I've got almost $100,000 saved and getting married in a few months. What's the best thing to do with my savings? Well, what else you got going on? You got any debt? If you have $100,000 in credit card debt, take that $100,000, pay off those credit cards. If you don't have any high interest debt, max out your retirement accounts. If you got a Roth IRA, max that sucker out. Hard right, I'm going for it. Left side. Well, that was gnarly and just so messy. Busy night, huh? Busy night trying to make all y'all rich. That's the goal, man. Let's get you guys the knowledge you need to make some good decisions in life. Kyle on TikTok says, since you're a money coach, what's your stance on buying Valorant skins? This is probably one of the most asked questions I get. If you're taking care of your financial health, buy all the skins you want. If you're investing your money, you have no credit card debt, and you're on track with your goals in life, buy as many skins as you want. I don't care if people tell you it's a waste of money. If it makes you happy, buy whatever you want. Isaiah says, is it better to rent or buy a property? These days, in many places, it's actually cheaper to rent, but it depends on various factors. If you can't afford it, I would rather you rent instead of overextending yourself. People do it all the time. They really want to get into a house because for some weird reason, we're obsessed with home ownership in this country. Nothing wrong with buying a home, but people will do anything just to get in a home. Beast says, I'm about to graduate high school. I only have about $1,200 in checking and $7,000 in savings. Going into college without a major, what do you suggest? If I were to do it all over again, and this is what I did, and this is how I graduated debt-free. I got a part-time job. I went to community college near my house, drove there, went there for about 3 years, a little too long than I wanted to. Then I transferred to university, still had my part-time job. That whole time I applied for financial aid, applied for grants, all that stuff, and got a bunch of free money. And for someone who's in high school, you have quite a bit of money. That's awesome. If you're 18, open up that Roth IRA. If not, you can ask your parents to help you do that, and you could start investing now, which would be awesome. Herman says, is architecture a good idea? I'm not sure what the job market is like when it comes to architecture. What I would do, if you're in the US, there is the Bureau of Labor and Statistics. They have a ton of data for many different fields, and they'll tell you, based on all this data they've accumulated, is that field growing? Do they anticipate growth in that field for the next 10 years? And they'll give you a percentage of what they project that field growing. Last I heard, architecture wasn't that great. So that's why I'm so insistent that you guys don't buy a expensive car when you just turned 18. There was this kid, he's like, hey, I saved up 50 grand. I want to buy a BMW M whatever. I'm like, that is a horrible idea. Please don't do that. It's okay to spend money, guys. If you're young, save half your money, spend half on whatever the hell you want. You don't need to save every penny. Make sure you enjoy yourself when you're young. Also, don't buy a car for your wants, buy it for your needs. I love that. Hey, if you want to buy a nice car, your dream car, make sure you can afford it. That's it. If you can't, don't do it. It's not worth it. You're gonna get sick of it. You're gonna drive it for 6 months to a year. The new car smell fades. Anyways, holy crap, I'm rambling so much here.